Reliability issues, underpowered, soon to be discontinued, and overpriced because dealers know they can because you're willing to pay for it. These are the SUVs to avoid in 2022. Manufacturers on this list include Ford, Jeep, Chevy, Mitsubishi, Mercedes, Volkswagen, Kia, Hyundai, and more. You may not like this list. I don't care. It's not about you. Let's get started.
The 2022 Renegade is an entry point to the world of rugged off-roading as the most affordable Jeep out there, but still, it's one of the worst SUVs you can buy in 2022. All Renegades come with two unimpressive powertrains and a mediocre cabin that fails to upgrade across all of its 5 trims, and that's not all. A lethargic acceleration, lack of storage solutions, mediocre fuel economy, and poor noise insulation make the 2022 Renegade a car not worth having. The HR-V and a Kona all provide a better ride experience. The 2022 Chevrolet Trailblazer is average at best. While both powertrain options fail to move the subcompact SUV at eager speeds, quick steering controls allow for better handling. The interior is also pretty decent. What makes the Trailblazer a car to avoid in 2022 is the high markup rates dealers are charging due to the limited availability of it. To be honest, there's nothing so special about this vehicle that should make you pay a staggering 18% over its MSRP. The Mitsubishi Outlander Sport struggles to stand out. Picking between its two powertrains is like Sophie's Choice. That's a deep reference. You can either choose a grossly underpowered standard 148 horsepower 2-cylinder 4-engine with sluggish performance, or the more powerful 168 horsepower 2.4-liter option that performs well but is too overpriced and delivers bad fuel economy. The ride quality and tech features, the driver aids, the inside of the cabin are all inferior to rivals like the Hyundai Kona and the Mazda CX-30, making the Outlander Sport one of the worst crossovers to buy in 2022. The Ford Explorer might be a household name, but the 2022 iteration has several red flags according to Consumer Reports. During the last 4 years, the Explorer has shown problems in transmission, drive system, and power equipment. The interior electronics and outside paint have also had issues. Unfortunately, the 2022 Explorer won't be much different, with Consumer Reports giving it a predicted reliability of 1 out of 5. In fact, Consumer Reports has branded it the second least reliable car of 2022 with an overall reliability score of 8 out of 100. In addition to that, insufficient legroom in the third row, poor fuel economy, and an unimpressive 8-inch standard infotainment system make the Explorer one of the worst cars to buy in 2022. While Subaru is generally considered a reliable brand, its largest SUV is not. The Japanese automaker had to issue a recall for the 2019 model, and unfortunately, little is changed for the 2022 version. Consumer Reports say that the 2022 Ascent is one of the least reliable cars you can buy today. With a reliability score of 18 out of 100 and a predicted reliability of 1 out of 5, Consumer Reports ranks the 3-row family hauler as the 10th least reliable car to buy in 2022. According to Consumer Reports, the reason for this poor score is the vehicle's problems with the transmission, power equipment, climate system, in-car electronics, and even brakes. The Mini Cooper Countryman is one of the most overpriced cars of 2022. It's probably the worst driving vehicle from the British automaker, thanks to an absurdly uneven ride, but that's not all. The base trim has a feeble 134 horsepower 3-cylinder engine, little to no active safety features, and a tiny 6.5-inch infotainment system devoid of both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, despite an astounding $30,000 price tag. The higher trims do get quick and offer Apple CarPlay compatibility, but Android Auto still remains missing, and the car jumps in price over $42,000. With a reliability score of 17 out of 100, Consumer Reports ranks the Volvo XC90 among the 10 least reliable cars to buy in 2022. Users have faced issues with the brakes, drive system, body hardware, and climate system of the luxury SUV over the last few years. Some other areas where the XC90 lacks include off-road capabilities, an inconvenient touchscreen, and a confusing climate control system in the rear. While this Volvo SUV received poor user ratings, Consumer Reports recommends the XC40 and the XC60 instead. The Fiat 500X is a small SUV, though it looks more like a hatchback than a crossover. But that's not the only problem with this vehicle. It has a cramped cabin, a small trunk, limited driver aids, and a tiny 7-inch touchscreen. When it comes to off-roading and practicality, the car doesn't even come near its rivals like the Mazda CX-30, the Hyundai Kona, and the Kia Seltos. Oh, and it's also way too overpriced with a starting price tag of $28,125. The largest vehicle from Kia, the 2022 Telluride, is the gold standard of the 3-row midsize crossover segment. At an extremely affordable price, the Telluride has a formidable exterior, a surprisingly luxurious interior, a thrilling performance, and unrivaled value. So why is buying a Telluride a bad choice when it's so damn good? Well, that's exactly the problem. It is so good that dealers are selling it at a market-adjusted price of between $15,000 and $18,000 over the original MSRP due to an extremely limited availability caused by its skyrocketing popularity. So just hold on a bit and don't throw your money on such an absurd markup. According to Consumer Reports, the Mercedes-Benz GLE is the least reliable vehicle of 2022. The GLE got a score of 5 out of 100 for overall reliability and a 1 out of 5 for predicted reliability. Problems with engine, electrical, and climate systems, in-car electronics, and body integrity caused the decline of GLE's reliability over the years, but that's not all. There are several other factors that make it one of the worst cars to buy in 2022. For starters, it has a complicated infotainment system, finicky steering controls, and a not-so-smooth shifting. In short, you're better off without a GLE in 22. The hydrogen-powered Hyundai Nexo has landed on this list due to the same reasons of that of the Toyota Mirai. The single most important downside of this vehicle, like the Mirai, is the lack of hydrogen refueling stations, something that greatly restricts its market. As of now, Hyundai sells the vehicle only in California. Another reason why the Nexo is the car to avoid in 2022 is that it's twice the price of a gas-powered SUV with similar size, performance, and amenities. Land Rover has been one of the most popular luxury SUV manufacturers, but not all of its vehicles are worth spending your hard-earned cash on. At least the 2022 Discovery Sport is not. A disappointing fuel economy, a lethargic powertrain, a weird and odd transmission, they say, a poor reliability score, and an unjustified starting price of over $44,000 are just some of the reasons why this vehicle is one of the worst compact SUVs you can buy in 2022. The 2022 Lincoln Nautilus lineup subjects customers to a bizarre dilemma. While the base variant with an underpowered 2-liter engine offers way too little, the top-of-the-line black label trim costs too much, around $23,000 more than the base variant. Even with more power, the black label trim doesn't excite and leaves much to desire when compared to rivals like the Maserati Levante, the Porsche Cayenne, or the Audi SQ8. Simply put, the Nautilus is one of the SUVs you should avoid buying in 2022. The 2022 Volkswagen Tiguan has good looks and a formidable presence, but there's a red flag, and a big one. Consumer Reports has ranked it among the 10 least reliable cars to buy in 2022 with an overall reliability score of 17 out of 100 and a predicted reliability of 1 out of 5. Over the last few years, the Tiguan has had problems with body integrity, power equipment, and even the brakes. Besides that, it lacks performance, is definitely not good for towing, and has a cramped third row, all of which combine to make it one of the worst cars of 2022. While the Chevrolet brands the 2022 Trax as a, quote, small SUV that's larger than life, unquote, it is, in fact, a really small SUV that's unimpressive, impractical, underpowered, and not larger than anything. The Trax has an outdated exterior and an equally dated interior with limited driver assistance features and a measly 7-inch touchscreen. Simply put, it provides a poor value for money despite bearing an affordable price tag. The presence of up-to-date rivals with better everything makes the Trax one of the cars you should avoid in 2022. The 22 Infiniti QX80 has an attractive exterior, an upscale interior, a powerful engine, and a smooth ride. Still, this 3-row luxury SUV is one of the cars you must avoid. Why? Well, you can get the exact same vehicle minus the chrome grille and the Infiniti badge at a discount of $22,000. I'm talking about the Nissan Armada, the mechanically identical, albeit less swanky sibling. Yes, you will lose a handful of pretentious features, but you'll get the same vehicle better fuel economy, and $22,000 in savings. Ford has decided to discontinue the EcoSport, so the 2022 model will be the last one. Just having a look at this absurd car is enough to guess why it's been a disastrous failure. While Ford brands the EcoSport as a subcompact SUV, it practically lacks everything one might want from a crossover. A poor fuel economy, a dull ride, a brazen lack of safety features, and an outdated standard infotainment system makes the EcoSport one of the worst SUVs to buy in 2022. The 2022 GMC Acadia has stunning looks, but don't fall for them. The reason it's on this list of worst cars of 2022 is how little it offers as compared to its rival midsize SUVs. The interior simply doesn't live up to its hefty price tag that can reach up to $47,000, almost $48,000. While the front two rows are adequately spacious, the third row is grossly cramped. The fuel efficiency, cargo space, and driving dynamics are also said to be inferior compared to its rivals. The 2022 Lexus GX has a great off-roading capability, but it comes with more than just one compromise. For starters, you have to deal with a clumsy, outdated design. And when you move inside this luxury midsize SUV, you hardly find any amenities that could justify an estimated price tag of $55,000. Another reason why the GX is one of the worst SUVs of 2022 is it's a gas hog with an abysmal combined mileage of 16 miles per gallon. Rivals offer more comfort, more storage, and better fuel economy. The 2022 Cadillac XT5 comes with two engine options, a standard 4-cylinder turbocharged and an optional V6. Unfortunately, both of them fail to excite. Combine that with a stiff ride and unimpressive handling, a mediocre interior, and a dated exterior, and you get a recipe for failure. That's exactly what the XT5 is. This compact luxury SUV fails to outshine rivals like the Genesis GV70 or the BMW X3, and is simply a car you're better off without in 2022.
It'll be very interesting to see your thoughts and the conversation in the comment section below. I've also included a link to the source material in the description below this video. Until next time, thanks for watching. Adios. One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.